this close to crowning an NBA champ. And with the action heating up on the court is even hotter at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. And DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered every step of the way with same-game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. Don't miss out as the NBA postseason winds down.
It's super easy to get started with DraftKings if you're a first-timer. Try betting on something like a team to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, and place your first bet. It's that simple. The Mavericks are plus 170 underdogs heading into the finals, which is pretty interesting, especially when they have the best player in the series. And if you're new to DraftKings, you got to check this out. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code Jenkins. That's code Jenkins for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Welcome
to Jenkins and Jones on the Volume Podcast Network. It is Sunday, June the 9th, and we've got another thriller of an NBA Finals game to talk to you about here on the Jenkins and Jones program. We are so excited to break down another dominant, hopeless Celtics victory. As always, Jenkins and Jones, hosted by Big STL himself, John, a.k.a. LaJethro Jenkins.
You would say that with Jayson Tatum playing bad. You know what I'm saying?
You're up 2-0, baby. You're up 2-0.
What's that, Bubba's?
And Dragonfly Jonez, a.k.a. Tyler.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
I'm Guardy B, a.k.a. Mike.
Motherfucking Mike.
Motherfucking Mike.
And we are not produced tonight by the lovely and talented Jackie Saffon, but we are very happy.
Where did Jackie come from? This has been,
I don't know. I'm just like a child with Jackson. Like, he just, for some reason, even though I like genuinely love him and consider a member of our family, maybe that's why. I just always, my brain is like, part of my brain is always coming up with ways to fuck with Jackson.
I thought it was because like I was like brought up the Sopranos, and like all of a sudden Jackie, you know what I mean? Like
my brains are always doing Sopranos. Yeah, my brain's always doing that. Anyway.
All right, for sure.
We got a kid on our baseball team named Charlie. And his like, he's like the old timeyest kid, and his grandparents too. His grandparents say, they're like, "Come on, Charlie."
Charlie, yeah, come on, Charlie. Yeah.
Charlie and I always do that. Like, let's go, Charlie.
Give it the old good what's for there, Charlie.
We are produced today. Happy to have it back by the lovelier and just as talented Josh Rodriguez.
How you doing?
Just a heads up, chat. I can't respond for some reason. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I can't respond to you, but I can see you. So I will be reading your comments. I just can't, respond to you guys.
Yeah, sound off in the chat. Let Josh know. I mean, okay, let's talk about the game, y'all. I mean, we have to. I think this is not the series that I think even like Jackson or John, people who wanted the Celtics to win, we're all hoping for a better series in this, obviously, at this point. But it feels to me like the Celtics are getting all the plays that the Mavs need to win. They're getting the crazy banked in three. They're getting the defensive hustle plays. They're getting the chase down blocks. They're getting the tip out offensive rebound to a wide open three. And I just don't think there's a way for the Mavs to win this series if it's Luke. If you're ranking players as Luka, 4 Celtics, and then the next best player on the Mavs. So I don't know. What do y'all think? And is there still hope for this becoming a series as it goes back to Dallas?
Kyrie should have never offended Lucky, man. That's what it all comes down to, dog.
God,
Lucky the leprechaun out there working, dog. But tonight's outcome, in all seriousness, it's an interesting outcome. I feel like it's like kind of a Rorschach chart where if you're a Dallas fan or a Celtics fan, I'm curious of how you look at it, right? Because if I'm a Celtics fan, I look at it like, bro, our margin of error is so much wider than these dudes. We'll blow these motherfuckers out. There's nothing to worry about. If you're a Dallas fan, maybe part of you feels that way too, but I could also see you thinking, bro, we almost had them. We're going back home for 2. We can knock this shit up, right? Like I can see how you can view things both ways. I'm kind of more on the side of the Celtics perspective where it's like, You know, if Jrue Holiday is out here balling out, if Jayson Tatum is out here like Twitter was saying, looking like Ben Simmons, you know what I'm saying? Like I just think that the Celtics margin of error is just way too wide for them to lose this series, bro. Like, and I'm someone who came into this thinking that Dallas was gonna win, and these first two games have just completely swayed me.
I mean, Jrue Holiday being the leading scorer on a Celtics team is the fourth best version of a Celtics team, and they were up 14 with like 3 minutes left. You feel me? They went on like a 9-0 run, still end up losing by almost 4 or 5 possessions. I just don't see. I don't see how, if you're a Dallas Maverick fan, you could, be confident in this team. Kyrie just hasn't had it. You know what I mean? I don't think you think these other role players are going to step up in ways that'll beat this Celtics team. The Celtics team is just that much better, bro. You know what I mean? Like Jayson Tatum isn't shooting well, but he's playing well. You know what I mean? He's making good winning plays. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, Jaylen Brown wasn't all that today. And it just didn't seem like it was all that close. You know, I mean, as with the score being less than double digits, it didn't feel that way. So I don't even know. I don't think we'll see a series. I'm wondering if we'll see a Mavericks win, period.
Yeah, I think that's a fair question. I want to take a minute. I obviously hate the Celtics, and I'm disgusted by the way this series has gone, but I do want to take a minute and really give Jrue Holiday his flowers. I just want to read you a couple of statistics. Jrue Holiday averaged 12.5 points a game this season. He was 100th in the NBA in scoring. He averaged 5 rebounds. He was 66th in the league in rebounds. He was 46th in the league in assists. He was 66% in the league in field goal percentage. But as a Celtics hater, when they acquired Jrue Holiday, it made me sick because he is a winner. He is a dude that if you have a Jayson Tatum that might not be there offensively, he does not give a fuck if he's getting enough credit for scoring 26 points to lead the team to a win in game 2. He wants to win. His career playoff win percentage is 58.8%. I think it's 59% or something after they won tonight. And I love the way he plays basketball. I'm a huge fan of his. I'm disgusted that he's doing it for the Boston Celtics right now. But when you talk about an unevenness of the mentality of the Celtics or Tatum needing to do things other than score or whatever, Jrue Holiday is if all they needed him to do was make it muddy for Luka and Kyrie, he would do that. If they know we need you to take the scoring load a little bit tonight, he will do that. And so I appreciated that instead of jamming another Tatum interview down our throat, that they talked to him after the game and gave him his spotlight. But to me, he won them that game. And like we talked about.
You know what I mean?
And he gave Tatum all the credit.
Like Tatum, White, you know what I'm saying? Jaylen, he gave the credit to everybody else, even though he was the person obviously led them to this win tonight. So, yeah, speaking to what you were saying.
Yeah. And like I mentioned before on previous episodes, I feel like Jrue has a game every playoff series where he does a play in the clutch to win that shit. And I feel like that play where he tipped the shit, I think Luka didn't know he tipped it backcourt, and Luka tried to save it and tipped it right to Jrue, and Jrue knocked that 3 down. That was it, bro. Like that was it, because then they came down next play, Derek White hit a 3, and that was game. And it's just like, this offseason, I think a lot of us felt like Milwaukee picking up Dame, locked up the championship for Milwaukee. But bro, Boston getting Jrue and KP, that was it, dog. That was the best offseason of last offseason. That shit probably locked up a ring for Boston.
So. And I want to clear something up. You said I want the Celtics to win. I want Jayson Tatum to win. So even though they won, I'm not happy at all, nigga. I was rooting for Jaylen Brown to miss shots in the end, because I was like, I don't care if they win or not. Maybe you get another shot for him to potentially have a good game and win MVP. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck if that, I'm more wanting Jayson Tatum to win, but yeah.
This is actually in a weird way the worst possible series for you, where Tatum's not playing well and the Celtics are playing great.
Yeah. Like I'm not happy for the Celtics. Like, I don't give a fuck. Jaylen, if Tatum scored 40 and they lost, I'd be happier for sure. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm rooting for STL. I ain't rooting for them niggas.
So the list of happy people is Mark Wahlberg, Dave Portnoy, and Jackie Saffron.
Jackie
boy.
Jackie boy. Not Jackie boy.
Don't do Jackie.
Not Jackie boy. Jackie.
All right. What did you guys think of Jason Kidd's repeated reference to Jaylen Brown as the Celtics' best player? And do you think that is part of what is in Tatum's head as he struggled offensively? He was 6 of 21 or wherever he was tonight. But what do you think of that move by Kidd? And do you think that that's a factor at all?
I think it was for sure Kidd trying to play mind games. We've seen he's not someone above trying to game the system. If y'all remember, he tried to get that player to bump into him and get the shit spilled on him so they get an extra time out and shit. So he's not above gaming the system. I definitely think for sure that was mind games. I think for sure Jason Kidd knows basketball. Okay, he flat out knows basketball, and I know he knows that Jaylen Brown is not better than Jayson Tatum. But in this series, in these finals so far, I mean, Jaylen has been better. That's just an undeniable truth. But I do think that Kidd was for sure trying to game the system. I don't think that it necessarily worked because you know what I'm saying. Tatum went out there, the shot wasn't falling, but he still found ways to kind of impact the game. But I don't know. I think Jason Kidd was for sure trying to play mind games there.
If Jayson Tatum isn't the better player, why are you doubling him and not JB?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. I mean, he knows what time it is. Also, but I feel like he's just playing mind games, which, you don't have to double
Jaylen from the left. I mean,
a one-handed basketball player. But he's playing. I'm not taking nothing from Jaylen Brown. Yeah. You know what I mean? I hate on him enough during the game. I ain't got to hate on him here. You know what I'm saying? But no, I feel like Jason Kidd's just playing mind games. For me, that shows like he saw the game we saw game one. He knows they don't have much of a chance. And that just seems very desperate. To do that after game one, you know what I mean? I feel like he feels like I do. Like, how do we win a game? We have to play the nastiest of games on and off the court. You know
after
what I mean?
Game one.
And also they were playing very physical with JT too. Like, they're trying whatever they can to get him out of his head. But that team's so deep. JT doesn't have to be good from the win. And that's what we talked about initially. Like they could be that was what B minus Celtics basketball, and it didn't feel that competitive. You feel me? Like I just I mean, he's doing what he feels they need. It's just not going to be enough.
Yeah, and obviously,
did y'all not hear them yelling over there? Y'all hear that?
There's a party going on next to John's
They're
house.
laughing at the lamest shit, bro. That shit is not funny. Like, it's getting me off, but go ahead. I'm like,
what are they laughing at? What are they laughing at?
They were laughing at something really loud, and I'm thinking, like, I didn't hear the funny in what they're talking about.
You hate your neighbors, huh?
No, I actually like them. I'm surprised. I think I would, if I hated them, I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd be like, yeah, they're super cool. It's just like, this is surprising. But anyway, let's go.
I'm more interested in breaking down the film on the neighbor's party.
Yeah.
Should I put a cam in there or so? Like, sneak some over there real quick.
Take the task cam with you, dog.
Yeah, go over there, do man on the street.
Over your neighbor.
I think to the point about kids, mind games. We obviously don't really know like to what extent things are affecting Tatum or not. But I would say this: I do feel like I've watched enough sports to feel confident saying that I know when a player is overthinking and gripping, and he just is. Like, you could just see the way he tried to spam a game-sealing monster dunk in the last 3 minutes of that game to absolutely no effect. Thirsty. Yeah, but you could just feel it that he's like, but if I end up with 18 points and 12 assists and the game-sealing, like, you could just feel the over effort or under. Like, you could just feel him overthinking what he's supposed to be doing in each moment. And I think ironically, the Celtics fans I know, this is actually kind of what they've wanted from Jayson Tatum, is like, attack the basket. That, like, nothing else matters. Just attack the basket. And then good things will happen. And they've been proven correct, because he is making the correct pass out of the double team. He is causing chaos for what has been a very organized and stifling Mavs defense. And he is doing that. And I do salute him to some extent for being willing to put that over his own statistics. But you can see that he's thinking about the fact that he's putting it over his own statistics.
It's not how he plays basketball. He's playing the way he doesn't play. You know what I mean? And one thing we've always said about Jayson, even in bad games, he looked like the smoothest motherfucker on the planet.
Yeah.
There's nothing smooth about what he's doing.
Jerky is a motherfucker.
Herky
right?
jerky, like I said, like you can see him counting his dance steps and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and motherfucker, and clap right here and step right. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you feel me? Like, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, catch the flow, nigga. Like he's trying to catch the beat. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, we can see it. He's all in his head. It's obviously mental. You know what I mean? And I don't know exactly what it is, but hope we figure that shit out. For the sake of me, I gotta watch this. You know what I'm saying? And root for these niggas and see him playing like that. That's rough, bro.
Yeah. I've been workshopping some like nasty anti-Celtic shit for like when they win. You know what I mean? For Twitter.
Yeah.
So one of them, obviously, like second title and however, we'll get that one off. That one will do, that one will be good. But I was thinking of going like extra disgusting with it and like comparing how bad the playoffs have been to the midseason tournament. You know what I mean? And being like, you would want to be the champions of this playoffs?
Are you finna go Disney chap situation? You
What's
finna go the Disney champ shit, like they don't count the bubble. Bubble champs. It wasn't a real champion. Oh, you get real nasty.
This is congrats on being the champions of the worst playoffs of my lifetime.
I like the playoffs. There were some big moments. You know what I mean?
Playoffs suck, dog.
No, I got that Luka was questionable notification. And I was like, come on, bro. Don't tell me these motherfuckers are gonna get a Luka-less game 2 here. God damn. Like, can we making it easier?
I got that one on the back burner. That one's on simmer for sure. Luka's out here with the Marilyn Manson ribs. You know what I mean? He's missing like 4 ribs right now.
Bro,
he got no
Jaylen Brown gave him the
shimmy
that damaged his thorax. He had a thoracic contusion. Thorax has been the word of the pod the last month or two.
Where's that with the thorax?
Like Jaylen Brown, with another MVP play there.
Where's the thorax in a human body?
Midsection, dog.
Ask
Drake, man. Drake, no, bro. He bought a whole new one.
Here.
but that's okay. Wow, I thought that was like
you said ask Drake.
Drake can direct you right to the thorax.
Also, calling him Marilyn
he had 2 of them in his lifetime. He knows exactly where they are.
Drake was like upgrading the pod racer, bro. You know what I mean? He subbed out the thorax and slid the new one in.
Oh, son, you know me. I've got a 2021 thorax here, there, bud. So, you know what? You want to talk thoraxes? We can talk thoraxes. What do you want to know? I've had 2 of them.
He needs to give Luka a call because I know he's been losing money on the Mavs too, bro. He needs your thorax guy, bro. He needs your thorax plug.
Your thorax. You've had 2 of them, dog. I know you got the spare parts for your other one, somewhere around the crib, dog. Let that man borrow your old thorax.
Just a couple comments from the chat, by the way. John, Miles' friend says that John could drown the party with his big ass water bottle. And then Jay Living said, go tuck your shirt in, hike up your pants, and go give them a piece of your mind.
You're talking about me?
Yeah, go shut that party down.
Hey,
some of us are trying to work.
Go take your water bottle, pull your pants up.
These folks are having party next door. Let me tell you something. I don't like it.
Too much
it's
fun.
A school night
for me. Right.
They're laughing at stuff that ain't even funny. Let me tell you.
Also, the chat's giving a lot of love to Jrue Holiday. Diakon said Jrue is a Marcus Smart that doesn't suck all the oxygen out of the room. And Xavier said they're the winners of the Dame trade.
Yeah, we said that when they got Jrue Holiday. We said you just got a Marcus Smart that doesn't do this shit that drives you crazy about Marcus Smart. You know, I mean, like that's exactly it. Like, I hate it.
Like
I hate it.
LeBron James or Bruce Browns. You know what I'm saying? We're like all the shit you want to do, but like on the you feel me? Like God tier on all that shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I definitely won that trade, bro. And yeah, shout out to him. He deserves all the love, like y'all been saying. Like rooting against the Celtics when Derek White, JB, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck, I hope they miss because I just, you know what I mean? Whatever. Can't root against Jrue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't root against Jrue.
Right.
Can't root against Jrue.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna keep workshopping the Celtics stuff, but it's not even fun, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
I think I feel like the finals haven't been bad because like yes, I would say the average series wasn't too interesting because the East was just not all that good to me. But
it's like 2 good series the whole playoffs.
There were some high. I mean, no, okay, I wasn't mad. The Mavericks series, they washed the Wolves, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the
but you wouldn't say it was a
series.
good series. I enjoyed it too, but you wouldn't say it was a good series.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. That's all that matters. I don't care. Like it didn't go 6 or 7, but I enjoyed it. So I won't say the playoffs were bad if I enjoyed the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like they had some really high points. Like
you're giving me the argument.
Even the Knicks series were interesting. I enjoyed it.
You know what I mean? It's like, well, I had fun. I didn't go see it for the scripts. Like,
good. If I have fun, I enjoyed it. That's all that matters. I would say, like, I don't think the series have to go 6 or 6. Like, I mean, for instance, like the Knicks, Indiana, that went how many games? Was it 6, 7? How many games did that series go? 7 games, right?
I've started to lead it. Yeah, I like that series.
It was 7 games. But was that series better than the Timberwolves series against the Mavericks? I wouldn't say it was better. I enjoyed the Timberwolves series more.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's how I feel about it. I don't think 6 or 7. If I enjoyed it, I enjoyed it.
I guess.
Just one more comment in the chat because this comment's too good to pass up. Phantom Black said Jrue Holiday is Marcus Smarter.
Man.
Oh, that's good.
Which I think is
that is great. That is great.
You should delete that and go
put it on.
Save that. Yeah.
Run a Twitter, baby. Run a Twitter with that, man. You know what I'm saying? Get your numbers up.
Yeah,
I don't know. You might already be going crazy, but yeah.
I just want to give Jrue Holiday some more love here. Like as I mentioned, like I swear he has every playoff series. He has a defensive play that like wins the game. Remember that shit he pulled on Marcus Smart where he stripped him, then threw the ball off him to lock that game up in that Celtics series when he was with Milwaukee. When Marcus Smart was the defensive player of the year, and also he is the reason we have the greatest Father Stretch My Hands clip ever created, in my opinion. The shit where he stripped Devin Booker and he came down and threw the lob to Giannis to lock up that finals game. Like Jrue Holiday is different, dog. He's one of the best in the business.
And that's what's great about it, because the Father Stretch My Hands clips are usually just super slow-mo on like offensive moves, but the actual like change of it and the panning of the camera in slow motion to, you know what I mean? That's why that's the best one.
There's that moment when Giannis's eyes light up when he sees Jrue got the strip. He looks like an 8-year-old who just found where mama was hiding the snacks, bro. Like his eyes got so big in that moment.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of that clip.
Yeah.
I hope kids are watching Jrue too, because I think they can learn from his mindset. You know what I'm saying? That's a repeatable way of playing basketball. I always talk about that shit, like things you can take from everybody wants to watch, like Steph Curry and fucking LeBron and try to repeat that. Watch Jrue Holiday. See how he approaches the game, man. You know what I'm saying? For the young bucks out there hooping, you feel me? Take that mindset to your games, and you'll be a much better basketball player.
I'm trying hard not to shove Vinny's face in it so much that he develops a like latent resentment of Jrue Holiday. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, my dad likes Jrue Holiday more than me. But it is like, this is the dude to watch. You know what I mean? 100%.
Right.
That's probably the defender in the league for my money, for sure.
I mean, even they asked him at the end of the third quarter, like I think he had just fouled Kyrie, and he's like, talks about, playing without fouling, all that. I know I just fouled Kyrie, but I got to do better in that situation. Like, just he works so hard and approaches so humbly. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when good things happen, and that's repeatable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. So let's break down the most compelling NBA footage of the day, which was, if you have not seen this, you need to run to Twitter and watch it right now. James Harden watching his girlfriend catch the bouquet at a wedding and looking like his whole life flashed before his eyes. His eyes were trying to get away from his brain to try and spare his brain from what they had just seen. I don't know why, but I've watched that clip like 100 times. It's like the funniest shit I've ever seen, bro.
It's incredible. And like I dropped in the group chat, I was like, the whole freezing up when it's time to get a ring joke. That's a layup right there, dog. Like that motherfucker was a deer in the headlights. You know what I'm saying? When it looked like he was gonna be the one wearing a ring, pretty soon. But yeah, I don't know. James Harden is just someone who I do not ever see being like the husband type. Like he's someone who just loves the Playboy lifestyle. So shouts to him. He's living like the way he wants. Like I said, like I feel like he's someone who everyone piled on after he got bounced. And I have my criticisms about him, you know, in regards to how his postseason resume goes. But all that shit outside of basketball, who gives a fuck? Live your life, dog.
Right. What was funny to me is like he thought he responded as if he had to marry her. You know what I mean? Like as if yo, like, oh shit, like that was the ring on her finger, the fucking catching the bouquet. You feel me? Like in my time when there was no way in hell I was getting married, when I was on my James Harden shit, you feel me? As far as mindset, if motherfucker catch a bouquet, hey, we'll see what happened, brother. Good luck with whoever the fuck you move on with, because for sure it ain't me, my nigga. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be wide-eyed. I'm happy for you, my nigga. You're gonna find a real good one out here, but it's not gonna be your boy. You feel me?
Look at Destiny smiling on you.
Yeah, look at you. You enjoy that. I'm so happy for you.
I am so happy for you.
Me and this Honda. We still in these streets, nigga. You feel me? Fuck you, mean, nigga. We got some stocks along the way. I might not see your ass tonight, brother. You feel what I'm saying? When we leave this wedding, you know what I mean? But good for you. So that was funny to me how this nigga just like responded as if, oh shit. You know, like
are we married now?
Are we married now? You know what I mean? Damn, brother. Why even have a girlfriend if you're so scared? You know what I mean? Like, damn, man. That nigga crazy. That's crazy. Anyway.
He fucked up. Like the rule number one, you don't ever go to a wedding with a woman who you're not serious with. Like, dog, like, no. You just you put yourself in a bad spot, dog.
How old is James Harden though? I'm wondering how old he is.
33, 34.
Okay.
He's 34.
He's older, but he's still young enough to be stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think
he's 34 in NBA years.
Okay, so yeah, he 27.
So he's about to graduate college. Like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like you feel me? So like, yeah. But I brought a couple to weddings, and yeah, it just doesn't. I've had a couple that ended in tears in the parking lot. I'm like,
yeah.
What did you know,
listen,
like,
bro. Listen,
you know what I mean? Like what? Like we've been together the same amount they have. Like,
no, listen, bro. I feel like I've told y'all this before, but with the girlfriend I had before my now wife, I knew we were done because her best friend got proposed to on Christmas, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not making it through this next year," and I did not. It was over. It was a rapperooski, bro. Like I knew then and there, I was cooked.
Did you
hand down, man down.
Did you enjoy the next few months though? Were you like, I'm gonna just enjoy the time we have?
I'm just gonna enjoy the ride, baby. You know,
man.
Time's up,
man. That's crazy.
I think Harden's actually been with his girl for like 7 years or something.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
looking. Yeah,
that ride home might have had some uncomfortable conversations.
Actually, I mean, she gotta know who she's been with him. This ain't like if this was like
she's a model. She's a successful model. She dropped out of college to pursue a very successful modeling career. She's been with James Harden for 7 years. I sincerely doubt she's surprised by anything. Do you know what her name is? Jessica Janshell. Do you know how she spells Jessica?
No.
With a Y and a K in that motherfucker somewhere.
Yeah. Jessyka. Would not have been in my top 5 guesses.
Yeah. I'll say this. No, I'm not gonna say that. But
say it.
No.
Say it.
I've said things before when I've given warnings that I shouldn't say it, and then we've had to delete it. We're live, bro. So there ain't no deleting this.
Jackson's not here. You can say it.
Jackson be the one to be like, we should keep it. Yeah, all y'all. No, I'm not saying it. Fuck it. Y'all be setting me up, nigga. Ain't no way. Fuck it.
Young Jackie censorship is
Young Jackie.
He's not around right now.
I feel like Jackson's opposite.
Funny every time, dog. You
like
started the shit with that.
Motherfucker. Jackie.
My boy Jackie.
Boy Jackie. Yeah. Hey, watch I'm talking about Sopranos. Watch Sopranos. That shit was, I mean, a lot of times I'll watch old shit and I'll be like,
but you're like me watching The Wire, like 20 years after it came out. It's like, what I'm gonna go walk up to my friend like, you know what show is really good. It's like fucking shit. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even that. It's yeah, for sure. But it's just like
it's like The Sopranos, really.
It's as good as everybody said.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I think seldom is that true for me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like almost through the first season. I'm like, yo.
I think Tony Soprano is one of those male characters like George Costanza or Homer Simpson, where if you watch that show when you're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, you will have a different feeling about that character every time you watch the show.
Bro, they are so racist. They be calling niggas spooks, all types of mothers. And it doesn't make me get the ooh, I don't get the ick. It's that good where, you know what I mean?
Listen, bro, anyone here watch Sons of Anarchy?
You called a nigga a smoke. Like,
smoke?
That's kind of a good
I never
one.
even heard that shit. bro, did anyone here watch Sons of Anarchy?
I didn't see it.
I watched it for like 3 seasons, just fell off for some reason. I don't know why.
They were beefing with a black gang, and I am ashamed of who I was siding with.
No, Tyler. You rooting for the blonde haired ass nigga, you know what I'm saying?
And they was racist as hell too. Like, there's no excuse for me, dog.
Like, I kind of feel this, man. They had like it's crazy. I'm rooting for foul shit too. I'm like, hope he cheats on his wife and ruins his family and fucks the psychiatrist. You know what I mean? Like,
how early are you? How many? How
you know what I mean? Like,
TV shows bring out the worst in us. We all wanted an aunt and a nephew to fuck when we were watching Game of Thrones, bro.
Nigga,
like,
it gets foul, bro. You know, I was rooting for his wife to fuck the priest, not because I wanted to see the sex scene. I think it'd been nasty, just for the vibes. Let's get real weird, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Just fuck the priest, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happened. You know what I mean? It's getting real wild. Yeah. So
what season are you on in Sopranos right now?
Season 1. I think episode 8 or some shit. I just started watching it like last night.
So much shit ahead of you. You have I can't wow. This is special. You've seen Sopranos, Tyler?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I thought you were HBO. I thought you saw like all the HBO shows.
No, The Sopranos got popping when my income was
okay.
Was
we was in college. We was in college
when cable happened here and there.
I didn't watch it until Shar and I didn't watch it until 10 plus year. You know what I mean? We watched it on DVD. You know what I'm saying? But all-time great intro song. All-time great intro.
Yourself a gun. Yeah,
one of the best.
I'm fucking
I feel like you would fuck with the show heavily, Tyler, for sure.
I think you fuck with it, Tyler.
Show.
I'm certain.
I believe it. That's like the only HBO prestige show from like the 2000s I haven't tapped in with.
Yeah. It's solid. It's solid. It's not solid. It's great. It's great. Like I'm fully locked in.
I'm ashamed to say that when that show first came out, I have some relatives who are part of the you can't negative stereotypes of Italians, so I was I got briefly caught up in that when the show first came out. I was like, oh, another show about Italians being in the mafia. Wow, finally someone had the bravery to say it. Some Italians are in the mob.
But James Gandolfini, God bless his soul. He was such an incredible actor, dog.
Incredible.
I haven't even watched The Sopranos. I've seen him in movies and shit. He was so fucking good, man.
What's wild is I was watching him. It was I forget what episode it was, and it was I thought about how he'd already passed, right? And I was thinking to myself, how the fuck did this man die?
Right.
Like these type of people shouldn't ever die. You know what I mean? Like I was thinking how a motherfucker with this, I don't know, but
and he was he was apparently the best guy in the world
74,
too.
Like Paul and shit. Right.
Yeah.
Also, who directed this motherfucker? Scorsese? This shit is fucking incredible. Like the shots.
It was David Chase. Yeah.
Has he done anything else? Has he done movies or something? I should lock in with this motherfucker.
He's done all kinds of great shit. I'm trying to.
Because the shots he shit, like the angles in which he's it. I'm enjoying every part of it. You hear me?
What else does he do? He's done I feel like he's done a bunch of famous shit.
What my favorite thing about The Sopranos, it's low key a comedy too. Every
More than
episode
low-key.
is hilarious.
It's funny
comedy,
as fuck.
bro.
That's what, like, once I realized
Yeah,
it was a
it's really
comedy,
funny.
I was like, we were like 4 episodes in or something, and I was like, this is already has such a special place in my heart that it's a serious, emotionally intelligent mob drama that's also fucking funny as fuck. Like
Like
that's
I'm laughing out loud in episodes when they're
him
shooting a
being verbally
motherfucker in
abusive
their
to his
head.
children.
And,
Yeah.
right. Like in a
Bro,
tub.
no, they
And
just,
you know what I'm saying?
it just went viral again today on Twitter that it's like at some point later in the show, because his son is like such a character, bro. At some point later in the show,
Is he trying to be a douche? Does he turn into like kind of a
no comment.
goofy?
But
Okay,
like his
okay.
son fumbles a Puerto Rican chick like later
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
show and like emotionally like never recovers from it. He's just like, he was like driving her kid to school and shit like that, bro.
He's robbed from the Kardashians. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm a spoiled son. She broke up with him at the Puerto Rican day
Oh,
parade.
wow.
That's so
Wow.
funny. Bro.
Have y'all ever been in New York during the Puerto Rican Day Parade? I mean, I know you have. Yeah.
I've been on a float in the
The
Puerto
fuck-
Rican
oh
day
my
parade.
God.
Crazy.
What?
To be fucking broken up during that day with all like you have that dark cloud over you with all that energy. You know what I'm saying? Has to be crazy as hell. But
Oh my
but
goodness.
yeah. Do you remember Rob Kardashian when he cheated on an old girl? Broke up with her. Next time we saw the nigga, he was 150 pounds overweight.
That's a good character arc for AJ Soprano for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Here's
Still
a
ain't
good
recovered. Go
here's a
ahead.
good organic plug since we're talking about HBO prestige dramas. 1 week from today, House of the Dragons comes back, and we will be doing live episodes on youtube.com/@JenkinsandJones with the chat after House of Dragons episodes for this season. I'm just gonna say this right here, and we've alluded to this previously on the show, but now that the season is here, this first episode of this season will be the craziest thing that universe has ever put on television. And I am including everything that happened in Game of Thrones in that. This will be the craziest shit they've ever put on TV. So you really want to make sure you're tapped in to the YouTube channel on Sunday night.
Yeah. Everything Mike said. Listen, bro. I read about what was going to, and then I found out going to make that happen in episode 1. And I was like, how in the fuck? I thought
You read the book, Tyler?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I thought that was gonna be some shit where it's like,
What Tyler and I talked about on the pod, we said I don't think they could put that on television, bro.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Mm.
Here's a text I sent Jackson because I was kind of like trying to prepare him. I was like, we really want to make sure we have this is not an episode where we want to be like, oh, we'll figure it out. It's like, no. Like, we're gonna want to definitely do an episode that night. And so I was just sending him spoiler-free screenshots, spoiler-free, from like websites that are like writing about it. Here's one headline. HOTD's most tragic scene will be way more horrifying than expected. Here's the opening sentence of an article. While House of the Dragon's most horrifying scene will already be far more agonizing than Game of Thrones' Red Wedding. ...
How is it worse than stabbing a
We'll
woman?
come up. We'll come talk on Sunday
you'll
night,
see,
baby.
man. I do not want to spoil it for y'all, but
Yeah, we'll come.
Bro.
We'll come on Sunday night.
I
But
got
I
some
agree.
flights I'm
I'll
gonna be
just say
on.
that
I
I agree.
might have to binge this book. I might have to binge the book, dog.
I am just
Put the
I am just
Sopranos
so-
down for a second.
I am just extremely curious on how they can make such a horrific thing rated R cable. You know what I mean? Like, so like,
Same. And we'll
yeah.
anyway, we'll be here Sunday night to help y'all through it. So
Yeah, so. Well, TV MA 14.
Just a
whatever the
quick-
fuck they use on
yeah.
there.
A quick question for someone who has no idea about this universe. How do I catch up as quickly as possible?
I honestly,
Well, if you
dog,
don't give a
just
fuck
watch-
about spoilers, the most surprising, shocking, brutal thing that ever happened in this universe so far was the Red Wedding. So just hit like a YouTube.
Do you know what the Red Wedding is, Josh?
No, I don't
Let's
actually.
just take your time,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
because I'm trying to give you the
Okay.
clip notes because there's no way you can catch up to this shit in like a week. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
if
think
you
you
don't
should
give a
just watch
fuck
the
about
series.
watching everything, the Red Wedding was the worst thing, was the most shocking thing that happened to us.
That probably
That's
happened on
just-
television at that point. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. It's so wild. I was watching Game of Thrones and I was live tweeting it hella late. You know what I'm saying? Like
Years later.
Before it's season 5 or some shit. Like I was watching all this shit, right? And nobody like warned me. Not a single spoiler. Not a single fucking spoiler. And I was like, and when I tweeted, I said, "What the fuck?" Like, like at the end of I said, "I'm never watching this series again. Why didn't y'all warn me?" And it was all of a sudden everybody started commenting.
Hundreds of people were adding their friends under it. Like he finally got to it.
You had to go through it just like we did. It was like it's like that. Like, bro, it's when the whole internet unites. We're like, I guess what I might probably 30,000 followers. 30,000 people unite and not want to like nigga. It's that good and that nasty, bro. Tap in with that shit, bro. It's good.
And the thing is,
I gotta find some like season recaps.
There's a lot out there, Josh. There's a lot of season recaps out there, brother.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler, what's your favorite? Tyler, you watch it. You were a YouTube guy. You were watching all the fan theories and the recaps and shit. What's the best way for Josh to catch up? Or for any of our listeners, you know what I mean? For anyone who wants to do it. Because listen, I was that way. I was listening to John and Tyler's Game of Thrones recaps, never having seen an episode of the show just because they were funny. You know what I mean? So, but I know there's people who probably do want to catch up. So what would you recommend, Tyler?
Emergency Awesome is who I go to like on Monday morning after every Game of Thrones episode just dropped. That's like my favorite YouTube reviewer. They might have like an extensive, comprehensive Game of Thrones rundown that you can probably tap in with. But yeah, just I'm sure there's videos on YouTube that will bring you up to speed with everything, but at the same time it's still not going to hit you emotionally the same as a slow build of watching episode after episode after episode.
I think you should just watch it, bro.
Season, right?
But he's going to be producing the show when we're doing the live. So so there's no way for him to not hear what's happening on a week-to-week basis this year.
So
I feel like he's got to do some kind. You should still watch it, but I feel like he's got to do some kind of a catch up. And then
he ain't got no kids, nigga. He can watch the whole series in a fucking week.
That's true.
He can watch a season in a season in a day. The fuck? Just watch the shit.
Yeah, it's not a bad.
It's a really good fucking.
You can watch the first season of how. So just as a quick primer for Josh,
at
anyone
least
in the
3
chat.
seasons.
Game of Thrones is its own show with like, was it 7 seasons? How many seasons did they do?
7 seasons, 10 episodes, right?
They did 8.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Because they split the last one up. So that's set in the future from this story. The House of the Dragons series that this is the second season of is a prequel. So there's just one season of, what was it, like 6 or 8 episodes? It wasn't that much. You could watch the first season of that for sure. And then the Game of Thrones shit is crazy, Josh, but it's not really like, it's not as connected with this. You know what I mean? All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Anything in the chat? People excited to come be disgusted with us on Sunday night.
I hate how intrigued I am to see how they make this translate the film, bro. Because it's so terrible.
Yeah, when I announced when you announced it, everyone was ready for it. They're like, hell yeah, I'm ready for it. Let's fucking go. We up. So everyone, I guess you have a bunch of Game of Thrones watchers or followers.
Cool,
so.
For sure. I remember because was the Game of Thrones recap? Was that what the Patreon got launched with? Or was I already on the show when we launched the Patreon?
You were already on the show. Because that's one of the
we launched it with the last season of Game of Thrones, and I was on it. Yeah. But you were doing recaps before that when I was not on the show, I believe.
Yeah.
Because it was truly some like Tyler was making jokes about, he was making like Republican jokes about White Walkers, and I was like, I don't even know what he's talking about, but like that's funny as fuck.
This shit funny.
All right, let's close with Dookie Butt of the Week. I'm gonna go first. Tyler. Okay, I want you guys to understand something. We truly, the three of us and Josh and Jackson, we're all truly friends off the show. Tyler has never been more disappointed in me as a friend and a human being than when he found out that I have a propane grill. And I mean, like, he like stepped back. It was like a moment. He like stepped back.
I low-key understood though. You're a family man. You're the mayor of Long Beach. You're out and about. Like, charcoal grills take time. You got to have like 6-7 hours carved out your day to make some shit shake on a charcoal grill, right?
But I'll give you that pass. You took a full sharp intake of breath when I mentioned that I had a propane. It was like You're a Hank Hill motherfucker. I think it's
I
exactly
want better
what you
for the homies, man. I really do.
That's another
That smoke
racist
is
motherfucker
so different,
that I really
dog.
even fan of.
That
Go ahead,
smoke,
enjoy.
man. You need that smoke, bro.
Yeah. So it's coming. We're like I told you, it's I want to get one of the Weber kettle grills. Char wants me to get a griddle, but we already got the first burgers and brats of the season, so like I'm ready to go. But haven't used a grill since last year. It's a very busy year, and the burners were fucked up. So turn the burners on, put the thing in and lit it. Cool, no problem. You know, we got the gas going, grilled up some burgers. Went to go do the brats, had to turn it back on. And like the propane pooled up in the bottom of the motherfucker or something, because when I put the lighter on, I got the fucking Homer Simpson Treehouse of Horror fireball coming up out of it.
Oh.
And I burned a shitload of hair off my fucking hand and my arm to the extent that I smelled like burnt hair. I was like trying to wash it off and shit. And the whole time, all I could think about was like, this is what Tyler was talking about. You know what I mean?
Those flare-ups don't happen with charcoal. I tell you that much. Low and slow, baby.
Anyway, but me burning myself, you know, like a fucking idiot, trying to cook some cheeseburgers for my family. That's my Dookie butt of the week. John, how about you?
Brendan from Sopranos. What the fuck were you thinking?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yo, that why you know what I'm saying?
I know who the fuck Brendan was.
I don't even remember who Brendan was from the
nigga,
first
he
4
hit
episodes
up
of The Sopranos.
Uncle what's her name? Shit again.
Uncle
He was
Junior?
like Uncle Junior shit again.
Oh, okay.
And they had to get his ass. Of course they had to get him. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Silly shit, bro. Come on. He's a made man.
We need to get Trill Withers on, because there's a subplot with Uncle Junior that is with him. Okay, well, it's not really a spoiler. There's a subplot with Uncle Junior enjoying performing cunnilingus that is like one of the funniest things that's ever been on fucking television.
When does he get off though?
And Trill, he's as big a fan of that as I am. But I feel like I would love to do a conversation of the 4 of us talking about The Sopranos after John's watched it, and maybe even if Tyler hasn't seen it. I feel like that would be a fucking great conversation.
I could tap in. How many seasons is it?
It was a lot. It was a long running HBO. Is it like 9 seasons or something? Hold on, let me look it up.
I think it's 7. Like they separated the last season to
split
like
it up
6A and
into 2.
6B.
So how many episodes?
Yeah, but I think it's 7.
It's 86 episodes. 86 episodes.
86, goddamn.
Yeah, and it's great.
Yeah,
that's the best feeling. You watch the first 2 or 3 episodes of something, and you're like, I have 80 more episodes of this shit.
Tyler was like 86.
86.
That nigga was like, oh shit. Yeah. That's an undertaking, brother. It's
86 episodes for me and Shar is like 2.5 years of television.
I'm just playing that in the background instead of Jaws now. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm working, I just play fucking Sopranos in the background.
Yeah. Tyler, your Dookie butt of the week.
My Dookie butt of the week. There's a clip. I don't know if y'all saw it, of Charles Barkley walking into the arena tonight, and it's this kid with a Luka Doncic jersey on him saying, "Hey, it's the dude with 0 rings. You're Michael Jordan's son." And Chuck about faces, and he almost starts walking to him, but it's like he remembers who he was. You know, he had the security who was with him halfway sort of restrained and just put his arm out. It was like, and Chuck was like, "Okay, but what if I punch you in your mouth right now?" You know what I'm saying? And I was like, the dude in the Luka Doncic jersey is my Dookie butt of the week, because it's just, there was like a viral tweet going on Twitter, like, what's your most boomer take? And my most boomer take is, there is a whole generation of people out here who think you can talk to anybody any type of way you want, because that's what they've been doing on the internet their whole life without consequence, right? And the kid who called Chuck out on that shit, he was about 22, 23 or so, early 20s kid.
Old enough to get punched in the face.
Yeah, and I'm just, I just will never understand it. Like I said, I'm someone who gets into all types of Twitter tips, and you have never seen me talk crazy to anyone, because I don't say shit on the internet that I would not say to your face. That's the way I grew up. That's that's my code. That's how I move. I do not talk crazy on the internet, because, for one, like I said, if I'm not going to say it to your face, I'm not going to say it to you on the internet. And I tweeted this that this is like my boomer take, that I do not understand. I think that Gen Z just thinks you can talk to anyone any type of way, because that's how they grew up on the internet. And I've seen people commenting like, you know, Chuck talks to people however he wants to, so why can't people talk to him like that? I'm like, bro, that don't have shit to do with you. He wasn't talking to you. Like where I grew up, if you hop in a motherfucker's conversation talking shit to a motherfucker, that's smoke too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but also he's Charles Barkley.
Right.
That's the whole point. He has a status that I don't have. You know what I mean? So like, especially we're talking about basketball.
Yeah,
and
like if Charles Barkley says Jayson Tatum's not like, okay,
say about
Chuck and Jayson Tatum, not you, motherfucker.
But I don't think he wouldn't say that to Jayson Tatum. I don't think Charles Barkley.
Yeah, I'm just using an example, a broad example.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think he lives by the same code in which you do. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yeah, Chuck has never said nothing he wouldn't stand on to your face too, right?
Right.
Like I feel like that is kind of a generational divide where the youngins just think you can talk to anyone any type of way you want, and they got to take that shit. Because like I said, they grew up on that shit on the internet, and we did not.
They also grew up.
That might be my boomer ass thing.
Okay.
I legitimately believe there's a generational divide in how you talk to people, bro. It starts with the internet and when social media started booming.
Let me raise you let me see your boomer take, freshly shaven Tyler. Let me raise you an even boomerier take, Mike Guardabascio in a red, white, blue hat with stars on it. How about this? Part of it is the fact that these schools that these kids are growing up in are so anti-bullying that like talking to my friends who are school administrators. Now listen, because I'm not pro-bullying, but talking to my friends who are school administrators, they're like, here's the issue. The kids think anything is bullying now. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't want to play with me at lunch. She's bullying me. Like they're going and telling people because they've been told from like preschool, from the first day of preschool, like if anyone's being, excluding you, if anyone's being mean to you, like you come and talk to someone or whatever else. And it's like the social friction of that and figuring that out. That's a big part of what school is for. And these kids is like you said, like we're trying to make life as frictionless as possible for them. That's not life. That's not life, bro. You arrive at this point. There was a situation like the one you were talking about. This went viral a little while ago. DK Metcalf at a high school in Southern California. Yeah, and it was a high school football player going, you're Jalen Ramsey's son, like, all this other shit. And DK Metcalf stops, walks over to the kid, sizes him up, and decides like Charles was. And he just goes like, who are you?
What have you done? Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, who are you? And then at the end of it, the kid gets all flustered. He looks at him and goes, good luck. You're a high school football player. Everything you want in life is to get to be DK Metcalf. So it's just, hey man, good luck. That's not how I got here. Yeah. It wasn't by acting like an asshole.
You knew who DK Metcalf was by name and by face. That motherfucker made it as a football player, dog.
I was at the playing with Somi at the playground just yesterday.
She was firing DK Metcalf's ass up the whole time.
right, going crazy online.
Gen Z going crazy.
But it was interesting because he was a dude. He was 13. I was talking to his little brother. His little brother was 8. You know what I mean? And I knew he was talking about his older brother, which I know he was 13. His older brother sat on the swing and was on his phone the entire time while outside with his brother. Barely looked his brother's way. You feel what I'm saying? And so I was playing with Somi and his little brother just cause, anyway, I'm like, so even when they're outside, they're on that fucking phone. And what was really interesting was I was talking to Rother like, damn, I was like, did you see that? Like, this made me think about, Somi when she gets older, like, it might not be Twitter, but it could be something else. And we've been talking about mental health and all that shit. And I looked at Rother and I was like, Rother, like, this is crazy. Rother looked at me. She goes, you know who that looks like? She pointed at me. Damn, nigga, I deleted the fuck out of the apps on my phone, bro. No Twitter, no Instagram. And immediately today, like, already feel a little clearer. Like, since like I've been creating the business and shit. Yeah, I've been on my phone way more because I've been trying to, like, I've been trying to, I'm just learning. I'm just trying to as much knowledge and information as I can. So I've been doing that. So Rother's been like, you've been going to sleep late. You've been on your phone a lot more because I wasn't really on my phone a lot prior to that. You know what I mean? And so I deleted my shit. This was yesterday. This morning when I woke up and throughout the day, I felt so much clearer. Yeah. So it made me realize how much these kids I was watching him, see how much they're on the phone, but also like as a 40-year-old man who was building up what it's looked like an addiction, you know what I mean? And see kids having to fight against this, but also seeing how it affected my mind. Right. Just not being on my phone today. Like, wow, bro. So I know we didn't mean to get into that, but
I have a book recommendation for you.
Shit. Yeah.
I just posted about it, but I just finished a book called The Anxious Generation about the effect that smartphones are having on Gen Z and on kids growing up. And really for the last 15 years, we've seen this massive spikes in anxiety and other mental health issues. And I'm gonna put it like this. I'm on social media as part of my job, like not just for the volume, but for my day job too. Like, but I'm a big believer in like when I get home, if I can have physical separation from my phone, I'll leave it in the back room. It's never in my room while I'm sleeping. It stays in my office. You know, like you got to try and be responsible, because I saw someone went viral off a tweet like that was like me watching Lord of the Rings. Like, how could this ring like tempt people so much and like ruin their mental health? Pulls my phone out for the 194th time
right
that day.
What's crazy, I got to the point where like I would be just it just seemed like I was grabbing my phone at all times. Like it was like a addictive.
It is,
you know what I'm saying?
compulsive. It's
It's
designed that way.
Yeah. And so like today I compulsively grab it, but I couldn't stay on it. And it also allowed me I had a bunch of shit I had to do today. I got through it much smoother. I'm like, wow, like my brain feels so much clearer. And even in the whip driving home, I didn't have the phone right there. I couldn't like look at all these apps and shit like that. Social media, like paying attention to my surroundings in a different way. I'm like, nigga, you was tweaking. But I think the thing that really fucked me up for real, like seeing him at a park, 13 years old,
go to a middle school, bro.
A beautiful fucking day.
Yeah.
Sun out, we in Cali, palm trees, feels incredible. And the nigga was on his phone the whole time. That shook me.
Yeah.
I'm like, even when they outside, they ain't outside no more. It's crazy. So yeah,
we almost could do a whole episode on this, but let me just y'all know I'm very.
So maybe I'm the Dookie buck because I was tweaking.
But y'all know I'm somewhat obsessed with this topic, right? We got our kids smartphones when they were pretty young, and the idea, we gave them our old iPhones, and the idea was, in my head, I don't want to raise my kids like the kids around us who weren't allowed to play video games or watch TV or whatever. Because to us, I mean, we all have friends whose parents didn't let them do that. And the argument was basically the exact same argument you'd make now about smartphones. Like, oh, it's bad for your attention span, you know, like all this other stuff. You should be outside. You should be engaging with other kids, whatever.
Are the Nintendos, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so that's what I thought. That was my thought was, I don't want to fetishize those things for my kids, because no one played more video games in college than the kids that weren't allowed to play video games when they were growing up. And so I didn't want that for I didn't want them to get an iPhone finally, like, oh, they're 16, they get an iPhone. And now they're like, yes, finally. Yeah. But the more I read and learn about it, the more I think, was this actually not TV and video games? Was this like crack or meth?
Bro, it's drugs.
You know what I mean? Like, is this actually a dangerous substance that we're going to retreat from societally out of a sense of self-preservation, that I'm like, we'll just give him a little bit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. Right. I feel like
I don't want him to be like surprised by meth when he's 16. So I'm just gonna slip a little bit into his fucking oatmeal. You know what I mean?
Right. I feel like this is what I was thinking based upon just my reaction after these last few months, you know what I mean? And just today, I was like, I'm gonna let my child have a smartphone, texting and all that, internet access, all that, fine, right? That's social media, bro. It's TikTok, it's Instagram,
you're very
it's Twitter,
right.
It's that shit. It's not the texting folks. It's not, you know what I'm saying? You're not Googling hell.
It's not being able to FaceTime grandma.
And the thing is, though, I'll like, all happen at a particular time, because Friday I was talking to Rod and I'm thinking like, this phone shit crazy. Like I already was feeling this a particular way, you know what I mean? And I was like, I was like, yo, what's the app your homegirl has where she can't access, you know, unless she has Wi-Fi, she can't turn on her social media accounts. Where like, so she's like, if she's out,
oh, that's smart.
You know what I'm saying? So there's an app you can use, right? So when she's at home, she can scroll. But like, it's social media on the phone. It's not even social media on the computer, because that, like Facebook and all that shit didn't have us. Like even Twitter, on the desktop, Instagram, it's a totally different experience.
It's like the compulsiveness
that endless,
of it.
And having on your hip at all times, and that endless scroll is this. You know what I mean? That's what gets you all the way locked in. So Yeah, G. I definitely think it's more than crack. I think like what I would do. I mean, not more than crack. I think it's closer to crack than.
I definitely think you're giving your children crack. Yeah,
video games, right? But I think it's a smartphone. I think like like I'd have a system like with that app. I think it's called Brick or something. I forget what it's called, but
yeah, but no, but what? So both of my, I should add, both my kids, the iPhones are Wi-Fi only. And that was our thing, was it's like you can have 5 minutes a day at home or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do think like, and this is as there's more people who feel the way we do, there are actually a ton of like basically the flip phones that we first had that are like, hey, you can call and text your parents, or maybe some of them have camera, you can FaceTime, whatever. But they just don't even have the other apps. They're just not smartphones. You know what I
like
mean?
Snake didn't have us, you know what I'm saying, compulsively grabbing for it to play that motherfucker. You know what I mean? So
sorry, honey, I can't listen to your story about your coworker. I'm trying to get to level 17 on Snake on the Virgin Mobile. Pay as you go.
I feel like I had a really big light bulb moment in regards to my personal relationship with like social media when I kind of realized it was like stress eating for me. Because if you see me go ghost on social media, bro, life is good. Life is great. Like I'm probably in San Juan with wifey. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably on vacation with my wife, having a great fucking 3-4 days, like eating some great food, you know, on a beach in 90-degree weather, having a grand old time. And I noticed that I like tweet way more when I'm like bored, when there's nothing really going on. And it's like, I don't eat Cheez-Its when I'm on vacation with wifey in Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? I'll eat Cheez-Its when I'm at the crib and there's nothing and I'm bored as fuck and I'm trying to, you know, find something on TV to watch. Right. Like that's kind of how I view my like relationship with social media. Like, bro, I'm not someone who leans on social media to like highlight the great times and all that. Cause when the great times are happening to me, I'm off that motherfucker. I'm on there when I need to kill time.
You're never the person that's suggesting we take a photo. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh,
right.
Man,
for sure.
I remember when we went to South by the first time. I think it's the first time we met. And we didn't tweet at all the entire shit. Yeah. The entire shit. And we were saying, damn, when we're actually having fun, you know what I'm saying? We ain't thinking about social media. You feel me? But to the short, I mean, I think to the shorties, it might be different. You know what I mean? Where they don't give themselves space to do that type of shit because they just so locked in. If it I'll go to like,
I feel like the youngins document all their great times. When the great times happen to me, I put my phone in my fucking pocket.
Because we were born, because we remember life before.
But it's even bigger than that. Because I feel like events are created. Like I've gone to art shows where I'm like, where there's 4 people of the generations. Well, and I'm like, this was not made for me to enjoy in real life because this is not fun. It's made to look great on the fucking internet. I've gone on
Instagram stories.
On Instagram, I've looked at hello events where like, I'm like, this isn't these photos will look great on IG, but I'm looking at the energy around this shit. This is not it. Everybody's on their phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the music ain't even music when you go. If I go to a joint and I'm out kicking it and I don't dance till I'm sweating. Like these events aren't even made for that shit. It's just chill vibes, music, and you're just walking around taking photos on this shit. Like it's made for Instagram. So I think like also the events, like what they say, art imitates life, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's gotten to it's the other way around to a degree. I feel like life is imitating the other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so I think it's kind of reversed. I feel like things are reversed where instead of us documenting life online for people, the events are created to document. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I totally agree, dude. I mean, it's interesting from the perspective too of obviously I work with teenagers, and then Shar being a high school teacher, it's affected so many more things in life for teenagers than I think the average person who's not. And Tyler, I know we were just talking about your is your nephew, your godson?
No, my cousin, my little
cousin. Your little cousin. But like, so I know you see it though with the kids that you're connected to, where like Shar's told me she'll have kids that are just on FaceTime all class with their girlfriend or their friend or something. It's muted. They're not even talking to each other. They just put it like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like they just need it all the time. And so then you as a teacher, it becomes, again, this is not a, hey, put the Game Boy away. I need to force you
sever
to
a tie with you and someone you care about. Right?
Yes.
Like,
and then also like, I need to force a withdrawal from meth for you for an hour and a half. Like what, it's like a serious addiction. Like it really is. And so it's like, so you're asking teachers to manage that with like 28 kids every hour and a half or something. It really is like a really fundamental thing. Wow, we went way the fuck off on this, John. Thank you.
It's nasty though. It's nasty. It's nasty.
It was a great conversation to listen
Josh,
to.
who's your Dookie butt of the week? And do we have anything
Back
in the
to
chat?
Dookie, Josh. Who you got?
Well, the people in the chat, someone said they couldn't give up. They gave up Facebook, but they couldn't give up IG because like asked too much, which I thought was pretty funny.
I never hopped on Facebook, dog. I saw the writing on the wall. After I was done with MySpace, I was like, I'm not migrating over here. That shit looks like hell.
Also, people want to know the name of the app that you were talking about, John, where you could only go on with Wi-Fi.
I'll find out from my wife, and then I'll from Rod, and then I'll hop on here and let y'all know next episode.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So my Dookie butt, I'll make it quick. It's Stephen A. Smith. He just annoys me. He basically said that he can't go to the movie theaters to watch a Will Smith movie, and that Will Smith needs to sit down and have a conversation with the Black community.
What?
Which I find absolutely
I hate hearing that from
hilarious. Coming,
that's nasty. But anyway,
yeah, it's coming from someone who's friends with Sean Hannity
because of the Chris Rock thing, or why?
Yeah, I guess because of the Chris Rock thing. Because of that. And then also pregame, Bob Myers was talking about how the media tears down players, and Stephen A. Smith injected himself in the conversation and said, "Oh, I don't do that. Not me. That's social media. That's not me." So,
look, bro.
So he's just not self-aware, and someone who's not self-aware bothers the hell out of me.
Bad Boys 4 had like the biggest opening weekend for an R-rated movie since Oppenheimer, was it? Like,
yeah.
You're not stopping Will. And the whole thing is we never abandoned Will. Right? Don't try to make this some Black community shit where we need to wag our finger at Will. No, because I feel like a lot of us understood Will in that moment. Like, and that's something you need to get past. Because I feel like Stephen A. Smith shit is rooted in respectability. Oh, we can't be acting like this. What are white people going to think about us after Will did that shit?
Yeah.
That shit doesn't fucking matter, bro. Will is that guy. Will is one of the guys who feels like one of the last movie stars, one of the last great movie stars ever. And we are not abandoning that man for smacking Chris Rock. Chris Rock? Are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
You fucking kidding me? Because the whole thing is this, bro. Like, I feel like that slap on Chris Rock made us do a lot of introspection, a lot of evaluation, a lot of, maybe, rear view 2020 hindsight. These are Chris Rock's work. And I came away from that shit, realizing, bro, this was a dude who did not want white people to laugh with us at Black people, who wanted white people to laugh at Black people. Like that was, when I revisited like a lot of his comedy routines, I was like, bro, he was not with us. He was, trying to make white people laugh at us and trying to say, I'm not one of these Black people y'all are laughing at. So yeah, it's just nah. And Will Smith never put us up the creek like that. You know what I'm saying? So Will Smith has his flaws, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like necessarily the way, like when we found out with how he handled Jada and wanted her to like move from Baltimore to fucking California, gave up her dreams on a farm and all that shit. Like Will isn't a saint either, but Will never like tried to pull some Chris Rock shit on us. And I feel like I said, that smack made us really do like a reckoning on Chris Rock shit. And a lot of us weren't fucking with him after that.
I didn't revisit his comedy, but I was looking at like the context to why they had this, beef prior to this. And all I thought was, I'm surprised he ain't been slapped this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's unfortunate for Will it happened there. I didn't give a fuck about Chris Rock. After I got the context, he should have been got his ass slapped. You feel me? Like, so like,
wow, when he got smacked. That's the funniest shit about it.
Wow.
Right. Also to me, I know where we at. I know like what, but this speaks to what you're saying. We're like, what am I supposed to do? Hit him back in front of these good white people? Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, tussle,
the
motherfucker.
fuck? You just got assaulted, right? Ho ass nigga. Where your head's at, bitch? Use the motherfuckers. He just trying to go on and then want the sympathy? Nigga, that's not how niggas move. He just slapped the shit out your weak ass for a joke, nigga. Hey, what you gonna do about it? You know what I mean? And fuck all that. And he had that weird shit, which is the context I'm talking about. He had weird shit with Jada already. It was time for him to get his get back.
She shot him down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, bro. You should have been got slapped, nigga. You feel me? So, like, yeah, dog, like, I didn't necessarily look at his. I thought Chris Rock had moments, but I wasn't like the biggest like Chris Rock fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you seen this Chris Rock stand up? I've never said that in my fucking life. You know what I mean? So like, I wasn't really tweaking off of that. You know what I mean? But it was more like, why he slapped that nigga? Oh, I see why. He should have been slapped that nigga. That's where I left with. So
yeah, I don't want to be revisionist. I don't want to be revisionist. Chris Rock was the biggest black comedian in the world in the late 90s. I want to give him his props.
I think he was the biggest comedian. Yeah, I mean, he might have been he was just the biggest comedian. He was
the biggest stand-up comedian period, late 90s, right?
I have friends, including me. I mean, we were buying his CDs. Like
that wasn't me. I'm just talking my experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
No, I'm just saying this, but it's like, how many people do you know that were selling CDs of stand-up comedy? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like Adam Sandler. Like them.
That's it. That's two.
Yeah. But I think like a lot of the conversation about how good Bad Boys 4 is doing is a sense of surprise, and I think a lot of white people just really found out how much we really don't rock with Chris Rock and how much we really rock with Will Smith. You know what I mean? I think they're just shocked by that, but it's been interesting to see. It is for sure been interesting to see.
Also, we don't care that he besmirched your fucking circle jerk, bitch. Fuck
yeah, we don't give a fuck about the fuck it was.
Yeah, nigga, I don't give a fuck about what he did.
The sanctity of the Oscars, that racist ass shit.
Y'all, nigga, the racist ass, whole ass, fuck, nigga, shit. We don't care about your weak ass circle jerk, nigga. That, you know what I'm saying? The nigga was talking shit. He talked the shit on stage. He got slapped on stage. That's all that mattered to me. Nigga. Enough was done. You know what I'm saying? For him to earn what he got. And now
I cannot believe how off the deep end white people went with that. I was like, these motherfuckers really have never seen someone get slapped for talking crazy ever in their lives.
Slapped him on television.
That was a Judd Apatow one. Like he could have
killed him on television. You know what I mean?
Judd Apatow said Will Smith could have killed him. That's my favorite angle about this shit, is that people were defending Chris Rock and calling him a bitch in a roundabout way to defend him. Right? Like, oh yeah, big bad Will Smith smacking that frail, poor excuse of a man. You're a real tough guy, aren't you? That little bitch weighs 108 pounds, Will. I hope you feel good about
that. Little crackhead weighs 103 pounds. Nigga, bro, what?
They compared Chris.
Daddy could have killed that man.
Bro,
they compared that shit.
They compared Chris Rock to Betty White. They said this very alive black man is a dead white woman. That was their defense. This very alive black man in his 50s is a dead white woman in her 90s. They could have suffered the same fate in that moment. Like the whole shit was just so wild to me, how off the deep end went, because it wasn't a big fucking deal to me, dog.
It was just a slap, bro.
Got slapped. Big fucking deal.
This is the thing. How many times did you see a nigga get slapped in your life? Literally cannot count.
And it was funny every time.
And it was funny. He slapped the shit out there.
Like, he really slapped that motherfucker.
Bro, I saw a nigga get slapped for apologizing. He got slapped, apologized, and got slapped again. And I'm 41 and still talking about the shit. That shit happened in Mr. White's physical science class in 10th grade, nigga. And I still think this shit funny, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Slap that. He said a joke about his mama. The nigga slapped the fire out his ass. He said, I'm sorry. Bitch, didn't I tell you to shut up? Nigga. Standing ovation, nigga.
All right, now, have you seen any movies starring that? Have you seen any of his movies since then, though, John?
If he was in one, I for sure would tap in, motherfucker. You kidding me? That shit was God tier. Crazy as hell. Countless niggas. That's insane, though. But like you said, it was funny every fucking time.
Every fucking time.
And this was funny, too. It was funny. That nigga walked up there, slapped the shit out that man on stage, and all put it on the white people.
He said,
and that
wow.
motherfucker's
wow.
We said, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. Wow.
He said, keep my wife's name. I just said, okay, I will.
Okay, Will. I will. Will. Mr. Smith. Nigga, that shit was hilarious. I see nothing but funny when I think about that shit. You know what I'm saying? He caught him. Oh, we ain't.
Okay, I will.
Nigga, he tried to tell a weak ass G.I. Jane joke that he didn't even write, probably.
Listen.
And man, got the shit slapped out his ass.
That's how you know. That's how you know it was smoke for real. That G.I. Jane joke wasn't even hitting on shit. That 1998 ass joke. Will was just tired at that point, bro. Like he was like, okay, I gotta go slap this motherfucker. He got my wife's name in his mouth one too many times, dog. G.I. Jane joke, nigga.
Bro, nigga. What I'm really impressed with.
Demi Moore hasn't starred in shit since 2009. Like, goddamn.
That shit came out in 97, bro. That's fucking crazy. I'm sorry. Came out in 97.
If I'm keeping it a bean, I respected Will more after that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Anyone can get it. Like, I respect anyone can get it, ass motherfucker.
He could have waited till the man walked off stage and slapped the shit out of him behind closed doors. You feel me? That nigga, the time called, it was on the Oscar stage. And he walked his ass up there and slapped the fuck out that man on the Oscar stage. Did what 99.9% of niggas wouldn't do. I'm going to see you when you get back. Nah, nigga, the time is now. The universe is calling, and I'm answering the call, nigga. Hello? And all this motherfucker said was, wow. Wow. You're a bitch. You're a bitch, nigga. Fuck this.
That motherfucker really said, wow.
Swear to God, I swear to God, nigga.
He said capital W, lowercase O, capital W.
Nigga,
wow.
Nigga, he said it with the H.
Wow. Nigga, you are a Batman henchman. Like, we need to put that
Dick Tracy ass.
You. We need to put the voice bubble over you that says wow in that moment, dog. You are a Joker henchman, dog.
Nigga said, wow.
Slap the onomatopoeia out of it.
Wow. Bro. I'm going to laugh about this forever.
He turned Chris Rock into Jackie. That's what he did, man. He hit it with a wow.
Wow.
All right.
I'm not going to see a movie because a nigga that got slapped and said, wow.
Yeah, so anyway, Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
Stephen A., we don't give a fuck, dog. Respect.
Period. Disrespectfully, too. It can be that, too. I don't give a fuck. Any Republican? Fuck that shit, nigga.
All right, that's all the time we got. Thanks to everyone for hanging out with us. We will be live after the Wednesday. We got games on Wednesday and Friday, I believe, this week. But we'll be seeing y'all then. Hope everyone's week gets off to a good start. We'll see y'all soon. Bye.
Wow.